Hello out there, ghouls and goblins, and welcome to another special edition of A Quarter Ton of Fun, A Coward Watches. I'm your buddy Ryan, aka The Coward, and today we're watching 1985 schlocky horror classic, The Return of the Living Dead. Folks, I gotta tell you, this movie's got everything. Young punks, old men, trash can zombies, half a dog, and, tragically, a young woman who is allergic to wearing clothing. And now it's time for everyone's favorite part of a movie review, a brief synopsis. This movie, first of all, it starts with an old man giving a young employee at a medical supply shop a tour for like 20 minutes. And it's striking how 80s movies would take their time and set things up. A modern movie would have done this so much quicker, but the sort of lingering slow pace of it at the beginning is actually really fun, and it sets the stage for a lot of things that are coming after. So he takes him around this medical facility, the young employee, and he's showing him all this stuff, and he tells him, hey, guess what? Down in the basement, like 20 years ago, the army sent not zombies in a can, but dead bodies in cans, and by accident to this medical facility. And why they never told the army this and got rid of them is never explained. Why the army couldn't figure out that they sent them here is never explained. And there is a subplot to the movie about this army general who is looking for these cans with the dead bodies in them and wants them back because they know apparently that they can become reanimated or whatever. He takes him into the basement. He says, watch out for the third step. It's a bit tricky. That is Chekhov's third step. It's going to come into play later. He shows him the trash can zombie. It explodes and shoots gas everywhere. They pass out. And the gas starts reanimating all the dead things that they have in the shop, including a half a dog and a dead cadaver that was in a cooler. And the dead cadaver guy eventually comes out of the cooler alive, and he's like just completely colored yellow, like not like a human yellowish, like he has jaundice or something. Like he's literally looks like Pikachu come to life, and he's totally nude and attacking them. They pickaxe it in the head, and it's still moving. And the special effects of the pickaxe going to the head, it's very obviously a mannequin head. And they start sawing his neck off. And they have like this bright pink goop coming out. It's so funny. This young employee, I think his name is Freddie. If it's not, I'm sorry. His girlfriend and a group of punk kids are coming to pick him up from work. They arrive at 7:30 and they say, what time does he get off work? And she goes, 10 o'clock. It's like, hey, dummy. Why did we get here at 7:30? What are we going to do? There's a graveyard right next door. Let's go party in there, as you do. They go into the graveyard, and the girl trash immediately strips down and jumps up on a tombstone or a mausoleum thing or whatever and starts the sexy wiggly dance, shaking her boobaloo-baloobies around. And I've come to find out it's one of the more iconic nude scenes in all of horror movie, fandom. It's both hilarious and so on point. And all the other punk kids are kind of like cheering her on and like, but it's like this is normal. So I guess like wherever they take her, they're like, oh, we're gonna go to Costco. And she's just, hey, it's my dad's funeral. Put those away. So the old guys and Freddy back at the place, they chop up this body because nothing's killing the yellow guy that's attacking them, right? They chop his body all up and they put it in trash bags and they take it to a nearby mortuary, which is right on the side of this cemetery. Because the owner of this company knows the owner of the mortuary, and he's my friend, he'll do me a favor. They're going to burn the body up, right? So eventually they burn up the body and it goes out the chimney and starts like an acid rain that's falling down, and it starts burning those punk kids in the cemetery. They go running off, trying to get out of the rain. The girl's, running and she's getting burnt, probably pretty bad because she has no clothing. And seriously, 5 minutes of this movie, this girl takes her clothes off. She is never fully clothed for the rest of the movie. Even, spoiler alert, when she turns into a zombie later on. Okay, Freddy's girlfriend, who does not look like the other punk kids. She looks like real preppy and like princessy. She breaks through the third stair and a zombie, the most hilarious zombie, it's got all this goop and stuff on it, and it comes out and it's like, brains, human brains. And the zombies can talk. They're like sentient beings in this. They're not stupid. They can do things. Some paramedics come. Of course, they get eaten or whatever. And so one of the zombies gets on the radio. He's like, send more paramedics. And they do. And then they get eaten. And then they send a cop and he gets eaten. Send more police. They do. And they get eaten. So, you know, the zombies are attacking. People are getting killed. They're trying to fight them off. Some of the punk kids get killed. Some of the punk kids get turned trash. The nude girl gets turned into a zombie. Is then a nude zombie dancing around killing people. And at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, they contact that army colonel that's been looking for these zombies all along, and he nukes the city. I forgot to mention this. At the beginning of the movie, they put up a disclaimer that says, this movie is based on actual events. Everything you see here really happened. So apparently we missed Louisville, Kentucky being nuked in the 1980s. I guess our history books just forgot that one. All right, so let's give this thing some ratings. As I said before, we're doing 2 ratings for every movie, right? Quality, how good of a movie is it? And horror rating. Did it make me piss my pants? As far as quality, this isn't a good movie. I don't want to give the impression that it's great, but it's very funny. It's funny because it's trying to be funny. It's trying to be schlocky, over-the-top comedy horror. It's also very unintentionally funny, I think, in ways that it's funnier than it even knows that it is. I got to give it a 2.5. It's a pretty funny movie, and just for that, it was quite enjoyable. As to the horror rating, again, this has got to be a 1. It's not scary at all. There was a couple attempts at jump scares, but they're really telegraphed jump scares. There's some gore, but the gore is so poorly done. You can tell it's like mannequins, and you can tell it looks like red Jello for the blood and stuff. It's the gore is just really poorly done, so it's not really scary. It's more funny. So again, not a very scary movie, but my panel of experts told me this is only the second most scary movie I'd be watching, and I think they were probably right. So overall, this one's going to get a 3.5. A decent showing for a movie that's going to be so low on the horror rankings. As they move up, I expect them to get scarier and scarier, and if you're a good movie higher in the rankings, you're probably going to get a good rating just from being scary. If you enjoyed any part of this video, please like and subscribe, and join us again next time. We're going to be looking at 2017's Get Out. Now, I want you guys all out there to remember, it doesn't matter if you're dancing in the nude or if you're fighting a yellow dude, you are dead sexy.